Greetings. Welcome to Driving School King eLearn System. In lesson number 4 we will discuss the integrated rescue system, traffic accidents, driving in difficult conditions, braking distances and vehicle exterior lighting.
Part number 1. Integrated Rescue System.
The Integrated Rescue System, IRS, is determined for coordination of rescue and cleanup operations in case where a situation requires operation of forces and means of several bodies, for example firefighters, police, medical rescue service, and other bodies, or in case where the rescue and cleanup operation is necessary to be coordinated from the Ministry of Interior or by a leader of the region's level, or by mayors of municipalities with extended responsibilities. What should drivers do when they see an ambulance, police car or fire engine with sirens on? Drivers may be tempted to act quickly and ignore the rules of the road to let vehicles pass, but that can land them in trouble. A driver's first instinct is to move their car out of the path of emergency service vehicles when the sirens are heard. But sometimes drivers can make the situation more difficult when they panic and try to make way. Under some circumstances, they can even wind up breaking the law. Traffic Act states that drivers should look and listen for ambulances, fire engines, police, doctors or other emergency vehicles using flashing blue or red lights and sirens. When you spot an emergency vehicle approaching with its lights flashing, you should consider the route it is likely to take, then take appropriate action to let it pass. Staying alert and observant is key to making the right decisions on the road. Most common mistakes drivers usually do. Number 1. Imagine you are on a 4-lane road, and an ambulance with a siren is approaching far behind you. Many people immediately start to brake and almost stop, but that's the biggest mistake. Why? Because there are another 30 or 50 cars between you and the ambulance. By doing so, you can obstruct the path of the ambulance by creating a standing column of vehicles. So how to do it right? Continue driving, preferably at a steady or even slightly higher speed. Drive to the side of the road and try to make as much space as possible to the left. Use the indicator to highlight the direction you are turning. Do not use hazard warning lights. They're more or less confusing. Mistake number 2. If you are stopped at a traffic light and an ambulance is arriving, do not stand still and just drive carefully into the intersection as if you would like to turn. In this situation, a little tolerance from other drivers is needed. This is because once you drove into the intersection, you can't see the traffic light and you can't respond so well to the green go signal. If you are stopped behind a driver who has thoughtfully dodged the ambulance at the intersection, give him a signal that he can drive and don't horn at him. At most fire stations there are special traffic lights. These traffic lights tend to be off most of the time and only turn on when the fire trucks are leaving the base. Visually, these traffic lights resemble the lights at a railroad crossing. If the driver sees the flashing red lights, he is obliged to stop and wait for the fire trucks to go and the lights go out. An emergency corridor, not to be confused with an emergency stopping lane at the outer road edge, is a clear lane which has to be formed by vehicle drivers on multi-lane carriageways, with 2 or more lanes, in case of traffic congestion in some European countries, mandatory in Germany, Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary, recommended in Switzerland and Slovenia. It enables faster progression of emergency service vehicles, police, rescue, fire, breakdown services etc., and ensures their access to accident sites. How to create an emergency corridor. On a road with 2 lanes in one direction, vehicles in the left lane need to drive as far to the left as possible, and the vehicles in the right lane as far to the right as needed to open up an emergency route down the middle of the carriageway. On a road with 3 or more lanes in one direction, vehicles in the far left lane keep as far to the left as possible, the other lanes keep to the right to open up an emergency passage between the far left outermost lane and the next lane. If you are unsure, you can also apply the right-hand rule in these situations. passing parked emergency vehicles. When passing an ambulance, fire truck, or police car that is stopped on or next to a road that has 2 or more lanes in the same direction, you must move a lane away from the emergency vehicle, if it is possible to do so safely. Do not forget to use indicators when changing lanes. If you are not able to move a lane away, significantly reduce your speed. Be careful and slowly pass by. Stop if necessary. Parking on housing estates. Don't forget to be careful about how and where you park your vehicle. When parked, at least one lane at least 3 meters wide for each direction of travel must stay clear. Drivers, especially firefighting vehicles, may have trouble driving through the street when parked vehicles are close to each other. What to do if you are pulled over? If a police car is following you with its siren blaring or emergency lights flashing, pull over to the right quickly, but safely, and come to a complete stop in a safe place. Use your turn signal to indicate any lane changes from left to right, and slow down fairly quickly, but not so quickly that the officer will have to brake to avoid hitting you. Pull over as far to the right as possible, so that the officer won't have to worry about being clipped by vehicles in the right lane when coming up to your window. After you've pulled over to a safe spot, you should normally turn off your engine. Roll down your window all the way. You might also want to place your hands on the steering wheel, and, if it's dark, turn on your interior light. Also, stay in the car until and unless the officer directs you to get out. Finally, don't start rummaging through your back pocket for your wallet and license, or in your glove compartment for your registration, until the officer asks you for them. For all the officer knows, you could be reaching for a weapon. In conclusion, don't panic. Always think about your safety and your property. You can cause more damage if you make a quick decision. Be seen and predict the behavior of other drivers.
Zachraňují zdraví a životy. Chrání naši bezpečnost a náš majetek. Řidiči vozidel s modrými majáky. My, ostatní řidiči, jim musíme umožnit bezpečný a plynulý průjezd a nepřekážet jim. Nepřekážet ale neznamená jen zastavit. Musíme jim udělat místo, aby mohli projet. Když bliká maják na stojícím vozidle záchranného systému, musí kolem projíždějící řidiči zpomalit, případně i zastavit. Chodci v tomto případě nesmí do silnice vstoupit. Pokud už tam jsou, musí opustit přechod, aby uvolnili cestu. Tenhle řidič se také snaží uvolnit místo, ale dělá to špatně. Zastavuje na nepřehledném místě před horizontem. Řidič sanitky rozhodně nemá usnadněnou jízdu. Ani před zatáčkou to není bezpečné. Nesprávná jsou tedy místa za a před zatáčkou a za a před horizontem. Důležité je ukázat blinkrem, aby řidič sanitky věděl, že o něm víme a na kterou stranu mu uhýbáme. Tak je to správně. Tak jsme pro něj čitelní.
Part number 2. Traffic accidents.
According to the general legislative, a traffic accident is an event on the road, such as a crash or collision, which happened or started on the road and where there is a death or injury of persons or damage to property in direct connection with the operation of a vehicle in motion. An insured event is not considered a traffic accident. For example, a tree fallen on a vehicle. There are virtually an unlimited number of causes of car accidents. Weather and road conditions are a common cause of many car accidents, but many accidents are caused by failure of a driver to keep his attention to the road and operation of his vehicle. Understanding the factors that contribute to car accidents can help drivers avoid them. Some of the most common causes of car accidents include speeding. Failure to follow the legal speed limit is perhaps one of the leading causes of car accidents that occur within the Czech Republic. Driving faster than what is considered safe for the road conditions is considered speeding, regardless of the posted speed limit. Using a device, texting or talking while driving, or even playing with a phone, music player, or a GPS device, increases the level of danger on the road, as drivers become distracted. Czech traffic law says, a vehicle driver commits an offense if he or she is holding a telephone or other recording equipment in his or her hand or in any other way. Driver fatigue. Driving while extremely tired can lead to falling into a trance-like state, or even falling asleep at the wheel. When a driver nods off or falls asleep, there is a very high chance of becoming involved in a car accident. Drunk driving. Driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol is dangerous, and often fatal. Drinking and driving increases the probability of causing a car accident by 900% over other drivers. Rubbernecking. Drivers looking at things along the roadway, such as sunsets, traffic accidents, flashy billboards, and other things, are distracted, and commonly cause accidents. Defective auto parts. When a part on a vehicle is defective or goes bad, it can cause the vehicle to operate in an unsafe manner. Common defects include brake issues, defects in tires, defective airbags, top-heavy design, and more. When an accident does occur, defective safety features can increase the chance of serious injury or death. Poor weather conditions. Weather conditions that leave the roadway wet or icy, or reduce visibility, pose a danger to vehicles on the road, and require drivers to pay extra attention, and to slow down. High winds, blowing dust, fog, and torrential downpours are common causes of accidents. What to do after a car accident? Remain at the scene. All drivers involved in a car accident should remain at the scene until police say it's okay to leave. In some jurisdictions, police do not respond to car accidents in which nobody is injured, so drivers are required to pull over to a safe place, exchange insurance and contact information, and go their ways. Leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident without exchanging information is a crime. Don't forget to abstain from the consumption of alcoholic beverages or other addictive substances. Take appropriate measures to ensure safety and prevent further damage. From the previous lessons, we already know the importance of using a reflective vest, warning lights and a warning triangle. Make sure it is safe to get out of the vehicle. Check for injuries. Check to be sure everyone involved is uninjured. If anyone is injured, call 112 for help. Do not move injured parties, as this may cause more injuries. Once the police do arrive, ask to file a police report in case the insurance companies or the courts need it. Collect information. All drivers should gather the names, addresses, phone numbers, and insurance information from all other drivers involved. It is also a good idea to take a picture of the other driver's license and license plate. Additionally, it is a good idea to gather contact information from witnesses to the accident. Take photos. Once everyone is safe, it is a good idea to take pictures of all vehicles involved, as well as the area where the accident occurred. Emergency authorities in most jurisdictions prefer that, if there are no injuries, the drivers move the vehicles to a safe place nearby, such as a wide shoulder or a parking lot. Make an insurance report. As soon as possible after the accident, all drivers should notify their insurance companies of the accident. The insurance company will inform their insured of the next steps to follow. Gather bills and repair estimates. It is important to keep track of expenses related to property damages and injuries caused by the accident. This includes obtaining medical bills, written estimates or receipts for damage repair, and other documentation. If you do not know how to act, always call 112, or directly the police. Traffic accidents are divided into two basic groups. A traffic accident where the matter needs to be reported to the police. A traffic accident where there is no need to report the matter to the police. Accident without notification to the police. In the event that it is not necessary to report the traffic accident to the police, both parties to the traffic accident will fill in the traffic accident record form. This form is designed in such a way that in a critical situation after a traffic accident, the participants would not forget to put important facts stipulated by law in the form of a record. Now let's look at situations where a traffic accident needs to be reported to the police. Traffic accident participants are obliged to report this fact to the police when material damage appears to be higher than amount of 100,000 check run on any of the participating vehicles, including transported goods. In case of a death or injury. In case of a damage to a third person. For example, a vehicle owner who is at the moment not at the scene of an accident or damage to the company. In case of a damage of a road or its part. In case of a damage of a community facilities, for example, a traffic sign, traffic light, bus station, etc. In case of a damage of the environment. In conclusion, it's difficult, but not impossible to stay calm when immediately recovering from a traffic accident. If you keep these tips in mind, and try to remain grounded, you'll stand a far better chance at succeeding. The more you practice calm mindfulness in reaction to stressful situations throughout your life, the more naturally this is going to come to you.
Dvaadvacetiletý Karel J. byl odsouzen k nepodmíněnému odnětí svobody na dobu 3 let. Pod vlivem alkoholu a omamných látek usedl za volant. Při jízdě nezvládl řízení, najel na zastávku autobusu a tam smrtelně zranil 2 chodce. Počet vážných dopravních nehod pod vlivem omamných a jiných návykových látek dramaticky narůstá.
Part number 3. Driving in difficult conditions.
Driving in difficult conditions is difficult for many people. Especially in the case when it is getting dark and it is raining at the same time and your visibility is reduced. If you have a problem with this, it is better to choose another way of transport or leave the driving of the vehicle for some more experienced driver. What does reduced visibility mean? Reduced visibility is a situation when we do not recognize vehicles, persons, animals or items on the road sufficiently clear. How to drive in a fog. Be aware of local weather conditions. Fog is often a morning or evening weather phenomena, so if possible, avoid driving during these times. Allow more distance between vehicles. Increase your count distance by 5 seconds instead of the normal 2 seconds behind another vehicle. Never rush your speed to get out of the fog. Use caution at all times. The moisture in the air may continuously collect on the windshield, making it more difficult to see. Adjust the defroster and windshield wiper speed as necessary. Use fog lights or driving lights, if equipped. Beware of freezing fog. In some climates, fog near the freezing point can freeze on contact with cold surfaces including roads. This can cause black ice. Use the right edge of the road as a guide. This can help you avoid running into oncoming traffic or being blinded by oncoming headlights. How to drive in heavy rain. Firstly, slow down. Reduce your speed and leave more space between you and the vehicle in front as stopping distances in rain are increased. Use dipped headlights so that other drivers can see you more easily. Don't use rear fog lights. They can mask your brake lights and dazzle drivers behind you. Look out for large or fast-moving vehicles creating spray which reduces visibility. Also remember to keep your air conditioning on, as this will stop your windows from misting up. Listen out for local news bulletins to keep up to date with road closures, flooding and forecasts. If you break down in torrential rain, keep the bonnet closed while waiting for help to arrive, to avoid the electrical system getting soaked. Driving too fast through standing water could lead to tires losing contact with the road. If your steering suddenly feels light, you could be aquaplaning. To regain grip, ease off the accelerator. Do not brake and allow your speed to reduce until you gain full control of the steering again. Driving fast through deep water can cause serious and expensive damage. Be considerate to other road users and try not to spray pedestrians and cyclists as you drive through water. How to drive in darkness. Keep windows clean to avoid increased glare and condensation. Don't dazzle others. Dip your lights when faced with another road user. Help drivers see you in twilight by turning your headlights on before sunset and keeping them on for an hour after sunrise. Have your eyes checked regularly for problems which can affect your night vision. Be aware that other road users may behave erratically, so be prepared to give them more space. Watch out for pedestrians, especially near pubs and clubs around closing time. Allow more time for your own journey, so you're not driving under pressure. If you can, dim your dashboard lights and reduce reflections and avoid reducing your night vision. Central mirrors can be tilted to reduce the brightness and glare of lights, mostly for high-beam headlights of vehicles behind which would otherwise be reflected directly into the driver's eyes at night. How to drive in heavy snow. Accelerate gently, use low revs and change up to a higher gear as quickly as possible. Get your speed right and maintain safe stopping distances between you and the car in front, leaving as much as 10 times the normal recommended gap. Prepare for an uphill by leaving plenty of room in front so you can maintain a constant speed without the need for changing gear. Use a low gear for going downhill and try to avoid braking unless necessary. Make sure you leave plenty of space between you and the car in front. When approaching a bend, brake before you actually start to turn the steering wheel. If your car does lose grip, try not to panic. The key thing is to take your foot off the accelerator and make sure that your wheels are pointing in the direction you want to go in. When driving in heavy snow, make sure that you use your dipped headlights. Controls such as the brakes, as well as the steering, accelerator and even gear changing should be operated smoothly and slowly. Keep your speed down and allow more time to stop and steer. Finally, don't forget the tunnels. In the tunnel, visibility is also reduced. It is the duty of the driver to keep the low beam on even when the tune is illuminated. In conclusion, make sure you are able to see and be seen. If you drive in rain or snow, make sure to stop sometimes to wipe mud or snow off your windshield, headlights, and taillights. Occasionally take a break while driving at night. Drive slowly, carefully and anticipate the mistakes of other drivers.
Víte, čím se liší zimní a tyhle letní pneumatiky? Pokusíme se vám to ukázat na hladkém ledě zimního stadionu. S letním obutím budete mít na ledě jenom problémy. Brzdíme z rychlosti 30 km za hodinu. Při nízkých teplotách jsou letní pneumatiky mnohem tvrdší a nemají tak potřebnou přilnavost. Nejhorší je to právě na ledě. Někteří řidiči rádi šetří a tak nasazují zimní gumy jen na poháněná většinou přední kola. Ale na ledě je takové auto těžko ovladatelné. Správné je přezout všechna 4 kola. Od 1. listopadu je na označených úsecích nebo sněhu a námraze takové obutí povinné. Zimní gumy zůstávají elastické i při teplotách pod plus 7 stupňů Celsia. Brzdíme se stejným autem a ze stejné rychlosti. Uvědomte si, že jedeme pouze 30. Z vyšší rychlosti by rozdíl byl daleko větší. Se zimním obutím si můžete dovolit skoro tanec na ledě.
Part number 4. Braking distances.
A car's stopping distance is an important part of any learner driver's theory test, but it's also something we all too soon forget. Following too closely to other cars, known as tailgating, is one of the biggest causes of road accidents in the Czech Republic, and it could result in failing your driving test too. Whether you're new to driving or have years of experience, knowing your stopping distances is a crucial part of staying safe on the roads. Here we'll explain what they are, what affects them and how best to remember them. What are average stopping distances? It's first worth noting that a stopping distance consists of a thinking distance plus braking distance. The following stopping distances relate to an average-sized family car in normal weather conditions. However, it is also worth mentioning that a number of other factors can affect the stopping distance of a car, which we have outlined in the next slide. The total stopping distance at 30 km per hour is 12 meters. At a speed of 60 km per hour, the stopping distance is 36 meters. At a speed of 110 km per hour, 96 meters is the total stopping distance. All distances are measured under good weather conditions. Thinking and braking distance? Both categories are pretty self-explanatory. The thinking distance is how long it takes for the driver to react to a hazard and apply the brake. At higher speeds, the car will cover a greater distance while the driver realizes he or she needs to brake to avoid a hazard. The second part of the overall stopping distance is made up of the braking distance. This is how far your car travels while you've got your foot on the brake attempting to bring it to an emergency stop. What other factors affect stopping distances? 1. Weather. In poor weather conditions, a car's total stopping distance is likely to be longer for a number of reasons. For a start, poor visibility might mean the driver takes longer to react, increasing his or thinking distance. But slippery roads caused by rain, snow or ice will also extend the braking distance. Research suggests braking distances can be doubled in wet conditions, and multiplied by 10 on snow or ice. 2. Road condition. It's not always as obvious as bad weather equals long stopping distances, either. A road might be particularly greasy if there has been rain after a period of hot weather, or if oil has been spilt on it. Be prepared for black ice on cold days, and watch out for loose surfaces such as gravel. All these could make it difficult to stop in a hurry. 3. Driver condition. While all these factors can affect the braking distance, the individual behind the wheel is responsible for the thinking distance, and that can have a huge effect on the overall stopping distance. A driver's age, how awake they are, and if they've consumed any drugs or alcohol can all influence how quickly it takes them to react. Using a mobile phone rather than concentrating on the road can have devastating effects on a driver stopping. Other distractions in the car, such as loud music and passengers, can also affect the thinking time before you apply the brakes. 4. Car condition. While many modern cars may indeed be able to stop in shorter distances than required, a car's condition can also have an impact. Research has found that tires on the legal limit of 1.6 mm tread can need an extra 60% more road to stop compared to brand new tires. Underinflated tires will also have an impact on stopping distances, as will cars with poorly maintained brakes. Anti-lock braking system. An ABS is a safety anti-skid braking system used on vehicles, such as cars, motorcycles, trucks, and buses. ABS operates by preventing the wheels from locking up during braking, thereby maintaining tractive contact with the road surface. ABS works with your regular braking system by automatically pumping them. In vehicles not equipped with ABS, the driver has to manually pump the brakes to prevent wheel lockup. In vehicles equipped with ABS, your foot should remain firmly planted on the brake pedal, while ABS pumps the brakes for you so you can concentrate on steering to safety. In conclusion, if you are braking, do so with caution. Very severe braking can result in skidding, but also a rear impact. Look at the rearview mirrors while driving to see what type of vehicle is driving behind you. A fully loaded truck will not be able to stop as fast as you do.
Asi je znáte. Jedou těsně za vámi, vyloženě se vám lepí na kufr. Nedodržují bezpečnou vzdálenost. Pravděpodobně ani neví, co to znamená. Domnívají se, že jejich reakce jsou stejné nebo lepší jako řidiče před nimi, že stihnou v každé situaci zastavit. To je ale velmi riskantní a nebezpečná úvaha. Ukážeme si to na pokusu. Abychom auta nezničili, nepojedou za sebou, ale každé ve svém pruhu. Na rozdíl od běžného provozu náš řidič akci očekává a je na ní připraven. Jinak bude všechno stejné. Nejdřív pojedeme 60. Řidič auta jedoucího vzadu na rozsvícená brzdová světla před sebou stačí reagovat. Trvá mu to asi 1 vteřinu. V 90 při stejné vzdálenosti na přibržďování sice také stihne zareagovat, ale manévr je na první pohled riskantnější. Ale když první auto začne v 60 neočekávaně naplno brzdit, má náš řidič co dělat, aby do něj nenarazil. Nečekané zastavení z 90 se ubrzdit nedá. To nejhorší, co se může stát, je ale okamžitá nulová rychlost. Třeba když přední auto do něčeho narazí. Nezapomeňte, že 1 vteřinu reagujete a druhou máte na zastavení. Bezpečná vzdálenost je minimálně 2 vteřiny.
Part number 5. Vehicle exterior lighting.
The lighting system of a motor vehicle consists of lighting and signaling devices mounted or integrated to the front, rear, sides, and in some cases the top of a motor vehicle. This lights the roadway for the driver and increases the visibility of the vehicle, allowing other drivers and pedestrians to see a vehicle's presence, position, size, direction of travel, and the driver's intentions regarding direction and speed of travel. Emergency vehicles usually carry distinctive lighting equipment to warn drivers and indicate priority of movement in traffic. Front lights. Daytime running lights. Some countries permit or require vehicles to be equipped with daytime running lights, DRL. Depending on the regulations of the country for which the vehicle is built, these may be functionally dedicated lamps, or the function may be provided by the low beam lights. Side lights. Side lights, also known as parking lights, provide nighttime standing vehicle conspicuity. They were designed to use little electricity, so they could be left on for periods of time while parked. While driving, the driver must not use these lights. Dipped beam headlights. Dipped beam, also called low or passing beam, headlights provide a light distribution to give adequate forward and lateral illumination without dazzling other road users with excessive glare. This beam is specified for use whenever other vehicles are present ahead. Fog lights. Front fog lights provide a wide, bar-shaped beam of light with a sharp cutoff at the top, and are generally aimed and mounted low. They may produce white or selective yellow light, and were designed for use at low speed to increase the illumination directed towards the road surface and verges in conditions of poor visibility due to rain, fog, dust or snow. Main beam headlights. Main beam headlights, also called high beam headlights, may be fitted to provide high-intensity light to enable the driver to see at longer range than the vehicle's dipped beam headlights. When opposing drivers pass each other, only low, dipped beam headlights must be used. Turn signals. Turn signals, known as directionals, blinkers, or indicators, are blinking lights mounted near the left and right front and rear corners of a vehicle, and sometimes on the sides or on the side mirrors of a vehicle, activated by the driver on one side of the vehicle at a time to advertise intent to turn or change lanes towards that side. Rear lights. Rear position lights. Rear position lights, known as tail lights, are required to produce only red light and to be wired such that they are lit whenever the front position lamps are lit, including when the headlamps are on. Rear position lamps may be combined with the vehicle's stop lamps or separate from them. Rear fog lights. In Europe and also most of other countries, vehicles must be equipped with one or two bright red rear fog lights, which serve as high-intensity rear position lamps to be turned on by the driver in conditions of poor visibility to make the vehicle more visible from the rear. Brake lights. Red steady burning rear lights, brighter than the rear position lights, are activated when the driver applies the vehicle's brakes. These are formally called stop lamps in technical standards. They are required to be fitted in multiples of 2, symmetrically at the left and right edges of the rear of every vehicle, and center brake light located in the central upper position. Reversing lights. To warn adjacent vehicle operators and pedestrians of a vehicle's rearward motion, and to provide illumination to the rear when backing up, each vehicle must be equipped with one or two rear-mounted, rear-facing reversing, or backup, lights. These lights come on automatically as soon as the driver engages reverse gear. Rear turn signals. In addition to the front turn signals, each vehicle must also have rear turn signals. These are operated in the same way as the front turn signals, which means they turn on simultaneously with the front turn indicators. Do not forget the warning lights, which are operated by pressing the button with the triangle symbol. When pressed, all warning lights will flash automatically, both front and rear. Rear registration plate light. The rear registration plate is illuminated by a white lamp designed to light the surface of the plate without creating white light directly visible to the rear of the vehicle. It must be illuminated whenever the position lamps are lit. In conclusion, check the lighting of your vehicle from time to time. Remember, it is important to see, but also to be seen. For example, not all vehicles are equipped with automatic daytime running lights. It is better to check the vehicle lighting carefully before driving.
Intenzita světel nového a staršího auta je viditelně rozdílná. Starší auta jsou tak hůř vidět. Starší žárovky totiž časem slábnou. Je to plíživý efekt, řidič si na to postupně zvyká a i se staršími žárovkami jezdí stejně rychle. Moderní xenonová světla se automaticky sklápí v závislosti na zatížení vozidla, jinak by xenony při své intenzitě oslňovaly. Někteří majitelé starších aut si pořizují nehomologovaná ledková svítidla a montují je jako světla pro denní svícení, jenže i taková auta jsou pak hůř vidět. Světla pro denní svícení nemají za úkol osvítit prostor před vozidlem, ale zvýraznit protijedoucí vozidlo. Proto je také světelný tok mnohem menší, není směrován do konkrétních míst. Denní svícení nesmí být používané za snížené viditelnosti. Některá auta mají automatický systém, který sám rozsvítí hlavní světla. U ostatních aut musí přepínání hlídat řidič. Při rozsvíceném denním svícení nemusí svítit zadní obrysová světla. Když auto vjede ze světla do stínu, není zezadu vidět. Nečekejte, až se setmí. Jakmile se sníží viditelnost, rozsviťte. Je to bezpečnější.
At the very end. In lesson number 4 we learned a little more about safe driving. We had learned something about behavior in bad weather conditions and how the vehicle behaves in these conditions. Next time, in lesson number 5, basic maintenance, how to park a vehicle. Thank you for your attention.